So the last couple days, I've tried my best not to give in to the drama of back and forth with people who don't like my opinions. I've been thinking a lot about YouTube, these videos, the depressing, negative chaos that I see anytime I go on my phone. There's two trains of thought usually with these hard times we find ourselves in. You have the people that are just hell-bent on wanting the other team, the other side, to see it their way. And then you have a lot of other people that have this nonchalant, none of it matters anyways, and or who cares attitude. I understand both camps because I'm going to be honest with you guys. One thing I have found through talking to people, trying to learn about psychology and human nature, and trying to learn about body language, and just enjoying the art of communication and trying to see what makes people tick, and genuinely caring to get to know people. One thing I've learned is that at the end of the day, when it comes to the state of the country or the world for that matter, as much as all of us like to believe we're going to do something, we really aren't. None of us are. We really aren't. We are living in some great big machine. You know, maybe not literally, I'm going to explain it that way, but we're living in some great big machine. Sadly, this great big machine, run by these mystery people, is marching in what I would consider to be a bad direction. Right? We could debate that till we're blue in the face. We are marching in a bad direction for humanity. In many ways. All of the hot topic issues. But I don't think there's any level of lifting we can do that's going to stop them. But I'm torn because I know in my heart of hearts that with anything you're passionate about, whether it's controversial or not, the effort has to be there. Even if it looks grim, even if it looks gloomy that you can't make a change or you can't fight the good fight, you can't give up. You have to try. But like I said, I understand the people that don't really care to even discuss these topics because they're kind of right. You know, things are going to be what they're going to be. And this great big machine run by what I would consider to be evil people is going to do what it's going to do, whether any of us like it or not. I'm going to say that I think our world is being run by evil. And when I say that, I don't know if it's just like people you can point at, the bad guys. I think it's bigger than that. I do think it's spiritual. And a lot of people check out when you say that. Oh, I think it's spiritual. I think that it's a battle that all of us are struggling with at all times. And that energy in itself is kind of what's driving this vehicle. What's driving this big machine or whatever else you want to call it. I almost feel like these controversial issues, when they come up, and I got to prove my point, and you got to prove your point, we all have a point of view, we all have an opinion that we're strongly feeling. I'm starting to feel like it's a big ballroom with a bunch of people arguing and yelling. They just aren't going to get along, and you're trying to yell over the noise, and you just can't. You're like a drop in an ocean. And part of me thinks, just bow out, man. Just, do we even want to make these videos? Do we even want to discuss this stuff? Just bow out. Just bow out and save yourself. Save your own sanity. Granted, I probably won't do that because I just feel something inside me to speak up. And it's the little things too. And a lot of people give me shit in the comments when I take a side, a right-leaning side on a lot of these political views. But I got an argument today with somebody that I haven't seen in a long time. A friend from the gym, a female friend from the gym. I saw her. She has a young son, around 10 years old, a little bit under 10 years old, I don't remember. And she was confiding in me about getting in an argument with another person about giving her son meds because he's hyper. And she's very, very left-leaning. Still try to be nice to her. Very, very left-leaning. She was confiding in me about an argument she had with somebody else because they were like, look, I don't think you need to give your son these meds. He's a kid. Let him be a kid. And she was just triggered by that point of view. And I told her, I'm like, I see where they're coming from and I agree. You know, and I'm not a doctor. I can't give medical advice. But I will say this. I think that it shouldn't be that controversial to say that that industry is being pushed a little too heavy on people. Don't you guys think that it's safe to at least talk about that? Don't you think it's at least safe to say that's something we should at least consider? And I just can't be quiet when someone says something like that because I think to myself, that kid is being hurt by this. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's how I feel because I've seen that in my own life before. These things are giving kids, just prescribing thing after thing. I don't like it. I don't like that. That doesn't feel like a good idea to me. That's just one small example why I just can't shut up. I feel like I have to fight for that kid, Maybe it's not my place to do that. The good and evil thing that I brought up, I really believe that. I believe that all of us are struggling with good and evil. And this is one of many tests to try to see if we are strong enough. All of us as individuals are strong enough not to let that kind of hatred enter your heart and not to let it make you as bad as the actions in which triggered you. Because again, still with the Kirk thing, the tragedy there, I'm still really angry when I see people making fun of him, and I just think to myself, man, I hope I never have that much hate in my heart, regardless of political views. I mean, God, please don't ever let me get that way. I can't think of one person that I would ever want to see that happen to. And there's some people I really despise. There's some people in my comments that say things or message me saying crazy stuff. And I remember thinking that I at least feel good about myself knowing I would never wish that upon them. This big machine that we're in is moving in a direction that I don't think any of us like. Regardless of your opinions on anything. Think about it. Nobody really seems to feel like their side is winning. Don't you find that a little strange? Everybody seems to feel like they're in defense mode. Division is certainly winning. Basic humanity is obviously losing. The ability to feel empathy is obviously losing. This is spiritual. We're all constantly battling this tug of war. This tug of war of good and evil inside all of us. And it wins at times, and you're winning at times. But that's one thing I don't think I can give up on, right? I feel like giving up is just submitting. Giving up and just being quiet and turning the other cheek and doing the smart business move of not talking about this stuff. I understand when you do that, and I don't blame you. Because if you're worried about money, you kind of have to do that. But I feel like it's submission when you do that. I feel like you know the evil and the bad is going to win when you do that. You're letting it win. You're giving up. And again, this is just another thinking out loud moment of mine, and not even sure what I'm going to title this video. This is just on my mind, so I wanted to talk about it. This exhaustion I feel from all the negativity and the headlines and the people going at each other and going after me. And it doesn't feel good to be rude back to people. It doesn't. I mean, at times I'll do it being a smart ass, and I'm built for it. I don't mind. It doesn't bother me that much. But it does get exhausting, and it doesn't feel good to feel that way about people. I'm somebody that, as much as people think I'm rough around the edges and mean and heartless, I'm pretty nice to people in real life. You're not going to find many people in real life that are going to say bad things about me, even if they don't agree with me. I love for my haters to try to expose me someday. No way. I'm not perfect. Certainly not perfect. I make mistakes. I'm a flawed human. I'm a sinner. I'm probably worse than a lot of you, maybe even, but I care about being nice to people. And I don't like this division. I don't like it. It doesn't feel good. My own anger doesn't feel good. And I'm really starting to feel like it's just a battle of good and evil. And man, evil's winning. Unfortunately, I think evil's winning.